Mr. Potter and Tabby Fly the Plane. Chapter 1. Toys. Mr. Potter loved toys. He was old, but he knew that he wasn't supposed to love toys anymore. But he did. When Mr. Potter and his cat Tabby drove into the town, they always stopped at the toy store. Tabby was not happy at the toy store. She was old too, and her nerves wasn't as good as they used to be. The windows made her twitch, the pebbles made her jump, and anything that flew gave her hiccups. But Tabby loved Mr. Potter, so she put up with all of it. While she twitched and jumped and hiccuped, Mr. Potter played with everything. He played with dump trucks, he played with crayons, he played with the bear on the flying trapeze, but most of all, he played with the planes. Ever since he was a boy, Mr. Potter had loved planes. When he was young, he had covered with his whole room with them. Biplane was his favorite, but he also loved motorplanes and seaplanes and shiny ace junkers. He thought he might really fly on a plane one day, but he never did. So now he just looked at the toy planes every chance he got. One day, when Mr. Potter and Tabby went in the toy store and Tabby was hissing at the window panging, Mr. Potter spotted a plane he had never seen before. It was shiny white and red with two wings on each side and a little flag on its tail. It was the most beautiful biplane he had ever seen, and he had a radio control so a person might really fly it. Mr. Potter was in love. He bought the little plane and put it in the car with Tabby. He told her not to worry. He promised her a nice cup of tea with lots of cream, and a warm English muffin. But still, she hiccuped all of the way home. Chapter 2. The little plane. Mr. Potter kept his promise. He gave Tabby a tea with cream and a warm English muffin, and together they went outside to fly his new plane. Tabby had some hiccuping, but only because she was full of tea. She still didn't like Mr. Potter's plane. Mr. Potter sat on the grass and read all about the directions. Then he put the plane on the grass and stepped back and pressed the start button, and the plane did not start. It just rolled over and died. Tabby purred. Mr. Potter ran to the little plane. He started right again. He tried to be great with the little plane. He stepped back and pressed the start button, but the plane did not start. It fell on its nose and died. Tabby purred and purred. Mr. Potter ran to the plane. He brushed the dirt off his nose. He told it to be a brave little plane. He stepped back and pressed the start button, but the plane did not start. One of its wings fell off and died. Tabby purred and purred and purred. But poor Mr. Potter was so sad. He picked up his little biplane. He told the plane that it was all his fault. He told it that he was an old man, and old men shouldn't have toys anyway. He wasn't any good at flying planes. Tabby watched Mr. Potter. She could as he was sad, and she felt sad too. Tabby went to Mr. Potter and locked herself against his legs and sat on his shoulder and her head by his and licked his nose. This made Mr. Potter feel better. He decided to try again. He fixed the wings. He set the little plane on the grass. He told that he and Tabby knew it was the best plane in the world. Then he pressed the start button. The little plane choked. The little plane coughed. The little plane gagged, but it didn't die. It warmed up and began to sound better. And then slowly, it rolled across the grass. It picked up speed. And then it flew. It flew high into the blue sky. Mr. Potter cheered. Tabby purred and hiccuped. Mr. Potter was finally flying on a plane of his own. Chanticleer, the boy. Every day for many weeks, Mr. Potter and Tabby flew the little biplane. Tabby never hiccuped at anyone. Ever. He had become used to fly things. Children from town had heard about the plane, and they all came to the fairs to watch it fly. Mr. Potter loved this. He liked the company. He let the children turns flying the little plane, and he felt like a proud grandpa. One boy like best of all. The boy was a little shy and a little clumsy, a little forgetful, just like Mr. Potter. But everywhere the boy from Mr. Potter's plane, he wasn't shy or clumsy or forgetful at all. He was strong. He was sure. He was happy. When Mr. Potter saw this, he remembered himself as a boy. He remembered how he had wanted a plane that really flew. He remembered lying awake every night wishing for one. Now Mr. Potter had his plane, but he was old. He didn't need it as much. He and Tabby and she was everything he needed. So one day he gave his little biplane to the shy, clumsy, forgetful boy. The boy became a hero among the other children, and Mr. Potter and Tabby went back to their tea and muffins, their toppers and rolls, their morning naps and afternoon puddings. And sometimes when they were out for a walk together, a proud little biplane flew high above their heads. The end.